and welcome back to Tea and Conversation Live. I am the host, Candy Lowe. Go ahead on and grab that favorite cup, settle in, and get ready for a wonderful chat. We are streaming live right now, and we are so glad you are spending your time with us today. No matter what platform you're listening or watching from, welcome to the show. And I have on with me one of my wonderful friends here, Eileen Rodriguez. Eileen is running for County Commission District 7. That is at large, correct?
At large, the entire county. So as long as you're in Hillsborough, you can vote for me.
Absolutely. And we know that early vote it started on yesterday, and that is August 3rd until August the 16th. And election day in Hillsborough County is August the 18th. You
18th.
don't
Yes.
want to miss 18th, correct? Eileen, tell us a little bit about you so we can get started with this wonderful tea and conversation. I'm excited to have you on as well.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. I know we have been running crazy busy, and I'm so glad that we were able to make this happen. So I'm a boy mom. I have two boys. I love them dearly, but they drive me crazy, as we all know, and that's okay. Our job is to keep them alive until they're old enough. But they're getting older now. They're getting older. I've got a 15-year-old and a 25-year-old. I'm your neighbor. I'm involved in my civic association here in Forest Hills. I'm not a politician. You'll see me always with my notes on me, and trying to speak smoothly as I work on getting out there and talking to people. But I'm not a career politician looking for my next job. I actually stepped up to run for this race in January. And at that time, everybody said, there's no way anybody can win this race. It's not a winnable race. But, we've been putting in the work. We've been fighting hard since January, traveling across this entire county. And this absolutely is a winnable race against the incumbent, who's Josh Wostel. I bring fresh ideas and fresh leadership to solve the problems that we've still had for decades and that career politicians still haven't solved. As for my specific background, my dad, he had me older in life, but he was a World War II veteran. So we grew up with amazing stories and, an amazing respect for our country and our military and, everything that our country does to protect us. And he was also a dairy farmer. And my mother is, God bless her, she's 89, and she's a retired Spanish language teacher. And so I was born in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and raised here in Hillsborough County on my dad's dairy farm in Plant City. And we were raised with a sun-up to sundown work ethic. And, as the daughter of a dairy farmer and a small business owner, we watched every penny. And that's still the core of who I am. So making sure that we're looking at things fiscally, we make sure that we're watching every penny because that's critical for our community. I went to Hillsborough College, and I graduated from USF. And I've spent, and I'm sure we'll talk about it more a little further on, probably my career of 20 to 25 years has always been working with organizations that serve our community in public service, representing and supporting our community. And I'll be happy to give you more on that background as it relates to, I think, the role that I'm looking at now. Mm-hmm. That's my background.
Got it. Thank you so much. And you mentioned your mom, a Spanish teacher. My dad spoke Spanish, kind of broken, but he spoke Spanish.
Yes.
I had my Spanish teacher in what was that? 8th, 9th grade at McLean Junior High School. So when you said that, I thought a Spanish teacher.
Absolutely. And we're such a diverse community. It's I grew up right around diversity and all appreciating our cultures that are all different. Those are the things that make us a great community. Like if we were just all the same, how boring would that be? That's what brings us strength and unity is our diversity. And that's something that I talk a lot about, and I'll probably touch on it in a minute. Pero sí, vamos a hablar español.
I hear you, girl. If you are just joining us, I have on with me Aileen Rodriguez. She's a candidate that's running for County Commission District 7 here on Tea and Conversation this morning. Eileen, why are you running for this seat?
Absolutely. Okay. I am sick and tired of the division that we're seeing at the county commission level, especially over the last years. This is worse than I've ever seen before. The incumbent, what he's doing is hurting our community. His name is Wostel. He's tried to destroy the Hillsborough County Healthcare Plan. I have a friend, a very close friend, who's a kidney transplant patient and is alive today because of that program. Mm-hmm. And all the other things that he's been doing, cutting funding for our hope, for our affordable housing, cutting transit, like the things that he's doing. He says, oh, I'm fiscally conservative, but you don't cut and take away things. But, we need to support our community, and a rising tide lifts all boats. So when you're going out and you're cutting funding from here and there, that's truly hurting our community. I'll also say, I'm tremendously honored. Originally, I was going to run for Tampa City Council District 7. And Congresswoman Kathy Castor called me personally and asked me to think about running for the seat. I was like, wow, that's a big ask, but when you're asked to serve, you step up. And I thought to myself, as a former county commissioner herself, if she thought that I could take on this monumental responsibility and believe in me, then I can do it. So I stepped up when no one else would, and we're gonna make this happen. We're gonna beat Josh Wostel.
Okay, you heard it first right here on Tea and Conversation Live. Thank you so much. We have a number of people that are on our social media platforms. If you are on, please go ahead on and share the live stream for me as well. Let's get into our questions. And our first question right here is, what specific steps will you take to increase affordable housing without putting additional financial burdens on the current homeowners? We know in the state of Florida, definitely in Hillsborough County, all the issues that we are having with affordable housing, if there is such thing.
Yeah. As I've been traveling across the county, and we have a very diverse county, right? Everywhere from Ybor City, East Tampa, Waimama, Plant City. The number one issue is affordability and affordable housing. That is the number one concern that every single person has told me. And we can help drive down the cost of housing. There are ways to do it. Without adding a single penny to the burden that our current homeowners or taxpayers and friends that are renting pay right now. And there's a lot of ways to do it. We need to look at land use and planning. There are elements of our codes like parking, parking minimums. They drive up costs for development, and then those costs get eaten and passed along to us. Development needs to pay its fair share, and we need to work hand in hand with the development community wherever appropriate. The commission cannot control the housing, but we can work with our local, state, federal, and private partners to have a positive effect on the housing market. We need to increase the diversity and the amount of our housing supply. That's critical. There are some communities such as Austin, and they've proven that when you seriously increase your housing diversity and supply, then you drive down the cost. We need more quadplexes, more duplexes, increase your supply, and the demand is going to go down. So we could talk about that all day. I will mention, I touched on it before, the current county commission slashed affordable housing spending to the bone. They cut as you all know this, $8 million from the HOPE Affordable Housing Fund, took away financial incentives for affordable housing development. And that is not the solution. With anything, we need to invest. So those are some of my thoughts, and I could go on forever about that, but I know we don't have time. But thank you for asking that question.
Mm-hmm. And while you out there on the campaign trail, what are some of the concerns that you are hearing from the people in the district? Countywide, because this is a countywide seat. So what do you hear?
Yeah. And it's really interesting that you asked that, because I was expecting to hear very, very different, because the county is so different, right? We have rural lands, we have our urban core, and everything in between, but everybody has the same issues and the same concerns. Now, one, they're tired of not being listened to. They truly feel that county commission is not hearing them, and that county commission is just there doing their own thing and making their own decisions without the input of the people. Two, affordability, biggest issue, people, right? Housing. The other big issue is transportation. And I think we'll talk some more about that, but transportation is huge. And it is an embarrassment that we do not have mass transit in our county. We should have had this 20, 30 years ago, and we've had the opportunity several times to bring mass transit to where we live. And the people want the transit, but it's political will. The politicians have gotten in the way and deterred that. And that's something that I'm going to be really fighting hard for. But, and then of course, healthcare. We want to make sure that we have important access to healthcare, especially with all the changes happening at the federal levels. It's critical that we protect our healthcare. Those are the big issues that I'm hearing about. And people are tired of the division and the noise that they hear nationally. And at the local level, honestly, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat or an independent, I like to say a pothole doesn't care what your party is. It just needs to be fixed. So honestly, at the local level, we really need to be working together. And it shouldn't even be partisan. We all have the same issues and the same needs.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. If you're just joining us on Tea and Conversation Live, I have with me Aileen Rodriguez. She's one of the candidates that's running for County Commission District 7. That is a county-wide seat. As District 7 continues to grow, what specific actions would you take to reduce the traffic congestion and to improve transportation? If that's something can even be done. We know that the county is growing tremendously and traffic is horrendous. And it's not just at when folk are getting off of work, or it's not just when people are going to work in the morning, because I can go from one end of the town to the next at lunchtime and it's still traffic.
Yeah, absolutely. So traffic is a huge problem. As I travel around the county, I feel that deep in my soul, driving around in traffic all day long. So our county and the state of Florida, we are growing. Probably 25,000 people move into the county every year. That's the size of the city of Temple Terrace. So what we've been doing isn't working. So we have to change this. It's not sustainable. So first of all, we're the 13th most congested metro area in the entire country. We're the 8th most deadly place to walk or bike. That is unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. In 2018, 57% of the people in our community voted to have mass transit, and then it got killed. So again, the people want mass transit. We're both saying desperately we need mass transit. So we need to fix HART immediately. HART is the most underfunded, again, transportation agency in the entire country. So we need to invest in HART and expand HART across the entire county. We need to do everything that we can to get cars off the road so that lessens our congestion. Dedicated bus lanes are important. Tallahassee continues to try to preempt us. But there are local things we can do. Let's look at this, the CSX line. There's ferries. There are so many options. So we need to throw everything at this problem. And it is absolutely doable. And part of it is collaborating with leadership and working together. And I'll tell you that both of my opponents, the incumbent and the primary opponent, supported wasting $500 million of our taxpayer money to expand I-275 through Tampa's urban core. That's not how you fix transportation, by doubling down and expanding failed policies. What if we took $500 million and then truly invested it into mass transit? Can you imagine where we would be? It's just, so I'm going to fight hard for mass transit. It's embarrassing we don't have it, and we should have had this decades ago. And there are absolutely ways to do this.
All right, thank you so much. And our next question, have you ever been responsible for managing a budget? Because we know that Hillsborough County budget is huge. If so, how have the experience prepared you for this job?
Absolutely. Our budget in Hillsborough County is $12 billion. $12 billion, because we're bigger than 12 states. We're a huge county. And I think our school board budget is around $4 billion. in my roles in the past, I have done my own consulting. So I've worked on budget issues for my own business. I served as the president of an organization, which was a nonprofit called Tampa Hispanic Heritage, and I worked with them for many years. And that organization, we were able to go in there, look at the budget, turn it around, and make it a very successful organization that's now continuously raising funds for our young people, our Black and Brown and Hispanic communities, and making a big difference. I also worked at Tampa International Airport. And that's, a quasi county agency. I was a senior manager of executive affairs, where I worked closely with the CEO and the board and all of our executive leadership to make sure that the budget was on track and on target. And, they have a very complex budget. They're constantly doing construction. They have to also report, with the county and the board. So even a lot of the wording, the legalese that I had to learn how to read and understand, it's very similar to what we see at the county level. So a lot of those experiences will definitely, I would bring that to when I serve you in the county. And then, personally, again, as a daughter of a small business owner, we watched every penny. So I'm fiscally conservative at heart, and being a mom, all of us can understand this with our kids. We got to manage a household budget. So it's from the very basics to our household budget, all the way up to understanding how large budgets work at a county level. And I've been able to do all of that.
Okay. And I know you out and about. Have you been out in the rain the last few days?
we had early voting is just open. So there's 26 locations. So we were driving in the rain all day, all weekend.
Mm-hmm. All right. So early voting started on yesterday, August 3rd, and it goes until August the 16th. Mm-hmm. And election day is August the 18th. And I have just, you know what? Let's get your website and phone number, because people that are listening, we have quite a bit of people that are on that want to watch this later, or get that website, check you out, make a phone call, because I like when people give their personal phone call, because you just never know. These people answer the phone. At least they answer the phone for me, I should say. So give out your website and your phone number for me.
So our website is voteeileen.com. Eileen is AILEEN. And I'm going to give y'all my personal cell. Do not call me at 2 a.m, but I'll give you my personals. No me llamen temprano. So my cell is 813-789-4661. 789-4661. And, for me, because of my career of over 20 years in community service, I'm a servant leader. I answer to you. You are my boss. And so my doors will always be open and accessible to you. Absolutely.
Okay. You heard it first right here on Tea and Conversation Live. I have a couple fun questions for you for these last couple minutes. Giving us your favorite restaurant.
So I love to eat, as I would say all of us do. I'm really enjoy trying different foods. It's going to have to be, I'm not going to pick a favorite one, but I'll tell you, any restaurant that has a lot of really good desserts, where you can have like a plethora of any dessert that you want and variety. I have a huge sweet tooth. There's like a milkshake bar that I've seen. And then I also like to go to our local restaurants. One of them, this one's not sweets, but my kids are obsessed with the burger spot over, it's not too far from here. And they make the most amazing burgers you've ever had in your life. So those are a couple.
Okay. And your favorite football team?
So I'm going to go local.
Football team.
I'm going to go local with the Bucks. Go Bucks. I'm going to support the home team. My husband is a Bucks fan, and so I go with the Bucks. What about you, Candy? Do you have a favorite football team?
Now you're putting me on the spot. You know what? I need to know. Yeah, listen, I am still a Cowboys fan. Okay. I was a Cowboys fan as a child. And I was a Bucks fan when Tony Dungy was there, and I don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a yeah. So I'm still cowboy and yeah. How about that favorite movie? That movie that go-to movie every now and then. What's that favorite movie of yours?
I'm saying my age. I liked E.T. from the 80s. Do you guys remember
Uh
E.T.? It was just such a great movie, and I was a little kid, and I could relate to all of it. And even like my younger son loves like old movies, and we'll sit around and watch movies from the 80s. But I like E.T. That's one of my favorite ones. And I like little critters. So this is Sophie. She, if I leave her out of the office while I'm on an interview, she'll just bark. So I had to let her in. But we have rescues. We love dogs. We love fur babies. They are critical to our. They make us. They're just precious little creatures.
oh my goodness. In the chat, we have one of my friends in there. Jason Marlowe says, sorry, I just came into the chat to just say boo to the Cowboys.
Quiet, Jason. I know, Jason. I can say that.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. And the last question before we end this amazing Tea and Conversation Live with Eileen, candidates that's running for county commission here countywide is if you could go 1 month, definitely after this election, 1 month on vacation in the United States, what state would that be?
Okay, not international, but in the United States.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw in a little plug. I'm from Puerto Rico, right? So I'm gonna go back and just be on the beach and around my island. That's so beautiful, and I would be in Puerto Rico. And I'll say one of the reasons that's I didn't get a chance to say this, so I'm gonna throw it in there. As a Latina, I see our community is tremendously divided right now. Our Black, our Brown, Hispanic, and we need to come together. That's critical. If we're going to make a difference and a change and get these people out of office that shouldn't be there, we got to come together. We got to support each other, and we got to vote. And because of my background, I grew up seeing my parents mistreated because of the color of their skin and the way they talk. And that's wrong. And we have to stand up and fight. And that's what I've done my whole life. And that's what I will do for our county, for every community that's underrepresented or feels they won't have a voice. I will be your fighter. And then I'll be in Puerto Rico.
All right. You heard it first right here on Tea and Conversation Live. I want to say thank you, Eileen, for joining me this morning on Tea and Conversation Live. And good luck out there on the campaign trail. I look forward to talking to you real soon. And you're welcome back anytime here on
I would
Tea
love
and
to come
Conversation
back.
Live.
After I win the primary, let's go. I'm going to come back and we're going to talk how we're going to get rid of Wasco.
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right, y'all. And I see everyone. You are welcome. I'll see everyone real soon. Tea and Conversation Live, one conversation, one community making a difference. I'll see everyone real soon. Take care. Peace.
Bye.